Hi, I'm Susan Burkhauser, and I'm going to be talking about partner language learning trajectories in dual language immersion, evidence from an urban district. This paper will appear in the fall issue of Foreign Language Annals. I wrote this along with colleagues, and the research was sponsored by a grant from the Institute of Education Sciences, U.S. Department of Education, to the RAND Corporation.
Research has demonstrated that students in dual language immersion programs, in which students receive general academic instruction in two languages from an early grade, perform as well as, or better than, their peers in core academic content areas by late elementary school. These findings include students in two-way immersion programs where about half of the students in a classroom are native speakers of English and half are speakers of the non-English partner language. They also include one-way programs in which most students in the classroom are native speakers of English.
The extent to which students develop skills in the partner language, however, has received less attention in the literature. Since a key rationale for immersion education is that bilingualism is beneficial, it's important to study how much immersion education fosters bilingualism.
Using data from a 4-year efficacy study of dual language immersion education in the Portland Public Schools in Oregon, we describe the skill levels that dual language immersion students achieved in their classroom partner languages between 3rd and 8th grades. Our analysis focuses on 1,284 students who began dual language immersion in pre-K or kindergarten from 2004 through 2010. It includes 728 students from Spanish immersion, 324 from Japanese immersion programs, and 237 from Chinese Mandarin immersion programs. Students were assessed in 4 skills: reading, listening, speaking, and writing.
We asked 3 research questions. First, what levels of partner language achievement do Portland Public Schools dual language immersion students achieve across the 4 skills on average in elementary and middle grades? Second, how do the levels of achievement differ by immersion partner language? Third, do immersion students whose home language is Spanish show different Spanish language achievement than those whose home language is not Spanish? We can only ask this question for the Spanish language group because this is a group that has enough home language speakers for us to be able to do the comparison.
The Portland Public Schools assesses students' language performance using the Standards-Based Measurement of Proficiency, or STAMP, 4SE for 3rd through 6th grade and 4S for 7th grade onward, published by Avant Assessment.
We find that by 8th grade, the average dual language immersion student scored at least at the intermediate low sublevel on nearly all skills tested.
In most languages and skills tested, 8th graders actually exceeded that bar. 8th graders in Spanish immersion classes tested on average at intermediate mid to intermediate high in all 4 skills. 8th graders in the Chinese immersion classes averaged at or slightly above intermediate mid in all skills except reading. 8th graders in Japanese immersion averaged between about intermediate low and intermediate mid in the 4 skills. The analysis also found that after 4 years of immersion learning in grades K through 3, 4th grade students whose home language was Spanish scored similarly in reading and speaking to their immersion peers whose home language was not Spanish. 4th graders with Spanish as a home language, however, still outperformed their immersion peers by more than 1/4 of a sublevel in listening and writing.
In comparison, 8th graders in the Portland Public Schools who began taking Spanish as an elective in upper elementary or middle grades scored at about the novice mid sublevel on average. Now, given that this district does provide language immersion courses into grade 12 and that the dual language immersion students were scoring at the intermediate sublevels on average, they're well positioned to score into the advanced low and mid sublevels if they continue taking courses into high school. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you will read the paper.